The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Only one of these teams will earn a shot at the Lombardi. The AFC title game is underway. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
2nd and 3 now. Another carry for him. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third down, 1 yard to go. He's dropping back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It can be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
And no chance at a return as this one heads across the sideline at the 25-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Stroud in the air to start us off. Chased out to his right. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
On the quick, right?
Back to throw. Stroud. Has a man, Dalton Schultz. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Oh, man.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
First carry of the game for the rookie out of Washington. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. 3 yards the pickup. Now it's 3rd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. From the gun, Stroud. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Shotgun now for Stroud. And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans have a great first drive and get the game's first points. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Pass play on 1st and 10. Setting up the running back screen. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory.
That's what they call staring down the gun barrel. You know as a quarterback, you're about to get absolutely blasted, but you've got to deliver an accurate throw just like that.
2nd and 3 now. From the 47. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Raiders first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st down, ball at the 36. They are throwing it again. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing now, off play action. Nearly intercepted. Oh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. incomplete. That brings up third down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
To the air, third and long. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
Here we go, here we go. Go.
From the red zone now. This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
2nd and 3 now. Still sticking with the passing game. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders get it down to a single point. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Whoa. Here we go. Hey.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Back to the well again. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Here we go.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43.
Robbie, today.
First give of the game here to Chase Brown. Into the second level past the 30. And he is all the way ahead to the 13-yard line. That one hits for 30. And it sets up a Houston first.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of the broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. Catch is made in close. And in for the Houston touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Point after, up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Bear has it all set up for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're throwing it. Avoids the sack. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 34. And that'll be enough for the 1st as they touch him down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Tackled by the venerable Cameron Hayward. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From midfield now. He's on the move. He'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
They're set up at the 35 now. They'll run here on 1st down. And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. They give it to him again. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Hand off to the back. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Back to throw. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th.
Here we go.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost them 5 yards. So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now it's Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know those elite zone defenses in basketball, Kate, it just feels like they're everywhere, clogging up every passing lane. This quarterback, well, he felt the same thing when he dropped back, nowhere to go but for a sack.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. And it's the Texans in trouble with 2nd and 15. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. He gets him 9 on the ground, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Looking to throw. Stroud. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
Here we go.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. On to punt on 4th down. It's Bradley Pinion. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Kick is away, and this one might bring rain. Wow, what a kick. Wow, special teams highlight here. What a kick, downing it at the 1. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying the right side. And he gets him around 6 there. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. He's back to throw. Catch made by Austin. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10.
70 Lions. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
Back to throw it. Oh, he put everything he had into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Emmanuel Forbes makes the play. And the Texans do not get the return all the way back. That's going to bring us to the end of our first half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. The Lamar Hunt Trophy waiting in the wings for whoever can finish this game out as we're back underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Oh, right. 19 Texans.
They'll run here from the gun. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Ray. Hey.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Buys time, rolling right. Pressure comes, and he's taken down. The Raiders got him. Drive entire straights. It's 3rd and 9. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Stroud. Left side into the hands of Dell. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it sets up a Houston first. Markers reset. Ball at the 37. Running it now out of the gun. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. From the gun, Stroud. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Throwing is Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
All right.
The Raiders go a nickel on this third down. Throwing now from the gun. Underneath it goes. Catch made by the running back. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Got a man. It's Mayer. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Go.
To throw here on 1st down. That one's on the mark. Jacoby Myers. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
18 back. 18 back.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He lets a heater go deep. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Emmanuel Forbes makes the play. And the Texans get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
Stroud off the play fake. He rolls to his right. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
A give now from the gun. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
Hey, uno. Oh, hey.
They'll run it from the gun. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Tackled there by Jerome Baker.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Throwing on third down, Stroud escapes the pocket. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Everly's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Starting from the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Oh, hang on there. Hang on a moment. Looks like we've got an injured player on the kick return. They're going to check on him now. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Call it 9 yards. Looks like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet. But let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain, and now they're just inches short for 3rd down. Another carry for him. Breaks through, and he might break away. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains. Only one frame remains before we see who's going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. The Raiders have the ball, and they have work to do to save their playoff run. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. He got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. This is hauled in by Myers. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, maybe to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
Thrown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. 4 yards there, but just can't get him in. It's 4th and goal from the 1.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. A very short kick here from the right hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And it pulls them back within 1 score here in the 4th.
His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. And this is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick or send it deep.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. To the air, Stroud. Gets it to him on the screen. Jukes out a one-stop. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive. Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and that brings up 3rd and 9.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Here's Stroud now. Setting up the screen. Juke the defender. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
And he runs it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Now it's Stroud. Completed to his running back. Touchdown, Houston! Now in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans double their lead to 14. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Go! Go!
Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on 1st down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Back to throw now. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll head up, 1st and 10 from the 42. Still sticking with the passing game. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They'll throw it again. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Here he is on 3rd and long. That's caught for the 1st. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
He'll throw it yet again. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. So it's 2nd down coming up.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Here we go, set!
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing it again here. And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Pass play now. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th.
Ready? Go!
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. They can't connect as the coverage comes through. The fourth down stand.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate said, you got to go for it. You're in four-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here we go.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
12. Hey.
Brown on the inside give. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans nearing a win here with a 14-point lead. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Ow, tonight.
They'll run again with Brown. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's Brown again. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
All right. Look.
They'll try it right with Brown. And we just saw this movie. They stopped him again at the line. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And he takes this beyond the 25 before going out. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
No timeouts and down 2 scores. They've got to find points quickly here. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll throw it. Forced out to his right. He's keeping it. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. And even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 31. Has it downfield, working the left. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. No timeouts and down 2 scores. They've got to find points quickly here. It's 1st and 10. And not a great choice on 1st down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted actually, so 2nd down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 10 now. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here he is to throw. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They are throwing it again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. So it's the Texans who defend their building and take the win. And they'll raise that Lamar Hunt Trophy high as champions of the AFC. And that earns them 2 more weeks of football until they head to the Bayou and fight for a Super Bowl. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see you next time from Houston.